Welcome back, my dear friends. Welcome back to ever so amazing, sexy Cossacks Back to War, where I continue on with Saxony campaign, running away from some of the Turkish pikemen, the Ottoman pikemen specifically, running away and of course utilizing some of our greatest heroes of our time. Let's tell you to stop making troops, as it 112 pikemen I think is enough. Okay, one of the Ottoman pikemen is going for us. At this point in time, we are low on iron, and utilizing musketeers is going to actually be quite useless compared to how I did it the first time. But it's time to get the hell out of here, as the enemy will be sending everything they have to capture our mines. Capturing our mines give them opportunity to get a lot of gold, understandable, but also they will be capturing our peasants inside our mines, which is a bad mojo, of course. Sir, the pack horses are ready. Oh, of course, we have bad news. Extensive Turkish troops are approaching from the southeast. So southeast. You had better leave the camp through the northern gates. But beyond the northern gates, even worse things await us. Nonetheless, again, welcome back. I'm continuing on with, to me, the greatest real-time strategy game of all time, as always. Cossacks. Of course, it's Back to War, playing the Art of War campaign. That is the Saxony campaign, Encircled by Fire, which you can get in the Back to War DLC that you have by there. There's a Back to War. You get that Back to War. You get the DLC expansion DLC, and you get all these beautiful missions and campaigns. Usually, I will always, will say, when it comes to older games, I get them on GOG always. They are much more compatible with the newer systems. At least they try compared to the Steam version of anything of old. Steam doesn't give a shit, let's make this clear, when it comes to older games. GOG is a king and queen for the freaking older games. But at the moment I'm doing the Steam version of the game, so there is that. If you do get the GOG version of the Cossacks, I think there is no actual DLC expansion pack. So you will have to play with Art of War expansion, these missions and all that. But Back to War did balance certain things, as the Back to War, Cossacks Back to War standalone expansion is something that Cossacks 3 was looked at, right? They went with Back to War to make Cossacks 3 and all that kind of jazz. So there is that. Nonetheless, let's get the hell out of here, because this shouldn't last long, hopefully. We'll see. Iron is a problem. Our soldiers and our musketeers, well, specifically musketeers, are going to be useless. But above all that, we also have to get the hell out of here, as the Turkish are coming with everything they have. And our ferry is awaiting us over here. When I played, basically only the pack horses and my hero survived. In the last moment, they were like going over this place, getting pike, Ottoman pike, and everything is moving here. He's entering with the horses inside, and that was his. Everybody else is dead by that point. Everybody else is dead. Also, we have some musketeers over here. They're going to be useless again, but we're going to utilize them as sacrifice to the enemy guns, machine guns, and all that, because hell's are having bells. While we have armor on our pikemen, musketeers have no armor whatsoever, as I have not upgraded them once. We did not upgrade the damage, we have not upgraded the armor. There was no point to do so in this mission, as most of the Saxon missions are non-buildable units. You have a small pack of units, and you have to survive all that, the entire mission, with that little force. At least this campaign is so. Not all, but this one is. Sir, the road before you is divided in two. The northern path is controlled by brigands, but you can make a deal with them. Follow the eastern fork, and you will be heading into Turkish ambush. Beware. I actually went with the northern route. Now, this might not actually work, because while I went with the northern route, I engaged the actual enemy there, the brigands themselves. They had a bunch of stuff. They had howitzers, I think. They have the cannons. They have everything. It's evil as hell. But to me, it's very also important to keep our main hero. I'm going to control 0 him with the pack horses. Not one pack horse, all the pack horses. Excellent. Control 0. They're not gonna engage in any battles. While your general actually is an amazing unit, 140 damage and 150 health point with 10 actual defense against everything, it's quite an amazing unit. So let's move in. with Control 1. Excellent. And we did leave some of the musketeers, didn't we? Stay there. Stay there. You're gonna be useless to me anyway. Though again, they could be useful. We shall see. Sadly, the musketeers do not have any bayonets, as they are not the 18th century units. That means that basically they're gonna be useless to for us if they have no iron or coal. Let's see what we can do with the enemy. Now, enemy has the Austrian musketeers. An Austrian musketeer actually has a proper armor. They're armored units, so they do a lot more damage. Let's go on to the 0 again. Get close with our hero, because the hero is the one that has to engage all the good stuff. I never actually left my well, I did always leave my peasantry there, so they're gonna get captured nonetheless. They're not gonna get much out of that. Though again, I could destroy all the mines as is when they get close to them, so they go a little bit boom. This road is controlled by local bandits. They demand 1,000 in gold. You there! Who is the leader here? Quick, open the gates and I will let you live. How dare you demand money from me? Me! Man, seize these greedy scoundrels! Very well, leeches, here is your gold, now move. We will give them this time gold. Why didn't I give them last time? A problem in communication. Usually that happens, you know, just problems with communication. Let's get everybody out of here. Control 2, I forgot again my musketeers. Get the hell out of there, people. Get the hell out of there. Do we need gold? Fuck. Yeah, let's just do that. Fuck off. I'm not gonna allow you to actually get my stuff. I'm gonna leave you guys charge. No, you don't fight, just charge. Charge bravely into the enemy, if need be. Again, my musketeers are gonna do the main damage here. Not really. They're gonna be the brunt force for the enemy pikemen and all that. Okay, so this time around, as I have not actually engaged them, I can just pass near them. I don't have to engage these Turkish janissaries that are actually more allied and all that. Which is good, because we gave them money. They should be happy, right? Now get the hell out of this place. Let's get over here. Let's get over here. They're gonna get overrun soon enough by the enemy, the Turkish soldiers, that is the Ottoman units, soon enough at least. Of course, barracks cannot be captured. They can only capture blacksmith and some more civilian structures. Nothing beyond that. Barracks cannot be captured. The actual artillery depots cannot be captured, which is nice enough. Nice enough. Okay, these are not the good guys, but we'll have to charge into them anyway. Now, the thing is, this thing could wipe us out immediately. So, like that. Excellent. Charge. Kill a few of our brave men. Open fire. Excellent. Beautiful. We'll capture the cannon, probably. Get the hell over here. Capture the cannon. Beautiful. We have no more iron, so the musketeers are pretty much useless. But they're gonna stand here guard if the enemy dares do something against us. I love that a tier 1 unit, and there basically isn't any tier type of units, are actually useful in Cossacks. You know, in Age of Empires or Age of Mythology or those types of games, you always have tiered type of units, right? You have all these, like, this is tier 1, but it's gonna be useless down the line. In Cossacks, 17th century soldiers are still gonna be as useful as, let's just say, 18th century units. Still, I mean, you have the separate barracks for 18th century units and separate barracks for the 17th century units and all that. So here they come. We are not, with us not being able to actually charge in them, our brave men will die. Gloriously, but they will die, as the most important thing has happened. We survived nicely without giving too much gold to the beautiful brigands, those bastards. And above all, we sacrificed our brave troops as they're getting bombarded by the Saxony, our allied frigates. Getting too close. Blue on blue action right there. Did I not move you? I did not move you. Let's get the hell out of here. Go, 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 go. As I believe, the Ottomans will actually utilize their own frigates and battleships against us soon enough. So let's get the hell out of there as fast as possible. Now in this situation, the best thing is to do Control D for a fast movement, of course, but we will not. We will talk more about the things that we need to talk about. What shall we talk about? I don't know exactly, but we'll talk about something. Yes, GOG versions of the game are a must. Older games are a must on GOG. Now, not that because the GOG games tend to always be the best out of the best, 100% working, but on Steam version, for instance, I have more problems with the older games than on GOG. Now, I have on GOG also all the Cossacks games, most of the GSC library, like here. So basically, you know, like, okay, if I'm not liking this here, I can try it on GOG and all that. Again, it's a very cheap game. On GOG, you will find the anthology of the entire all the games, like Cossacks with all its expansions and all the good stuff like that on one group. In one group, Cossacks 2 anthology with the Cossacks 2 Napoleonic Wars and Battle for Europe. And of course you have the American Conquest. Again, amazing games, all of them a must for any fan of RTS genre. Like, these are the games that are a must in your library. You have to try them at least once. I mean, if anybody's actually watching these videos, again, it's probably most of the people that have seen my videos previously of Southern Strike and all that. All of these games tend to work way better on GOG, and again, much more support is on GOG due to them, of course, having to have support, proper support. After all, it's good old games, that's how it started at least, so you would expect them to actually honor that thing. Nonetheless, here we are finishing the levels slowly. First we have to get to the gates for them to be opened by our ally, Saxony ally. So of course we can see a lot of musketeers waiting, and again, I do love the level design in the expansions compared to the original level design of the European wars, as they are, as I said, more intricate, more detailed. They put a lot more work into this than they did for the European wars, and I love that very so much because it shows how much powerful the editor can be to create your missions and all the good stuff like that. And the upkeep alone, the ability to utilize that upkeep in certain missions like these, where I have to look at the iron, I have to look at the coal, I have to utilize like the smarts, so to speak, of course, to make the level, right? So you have to like make a specific guerrilla type warfare against the bigger army and all that. You have to utilize the resources, capture the resources. Again, this is a perfect campaign to show off those types of small unit tactics, spec ops kind of missions, where you have a small group, but you have to still look at the upkeep, right? And when you capture enemy peasantry, like in the later levels, you can capture the enemy peasantry, for which you can actually give for the gold, but you actually go and onto some farm that you captured, and you gain constantly the food. The cell you cannot sell, but you always have this food for some freaking reason. But still, you have that ability to make some type of a mission where you can capture enemy peasantry. You may not build units or buildings, but you can still farm food because you actually capture the farm and those peasants. So now you don't have to worry about the upkeep in terms of food. Again, that's a beautiful system as it works. And I know when I first time tried to do maps for this game, I was like, but this is ridiculous. How am I gonna actually balance all this out? And it tends to be a little bit hard to really balance if you really want these types of missions, where you have to really watch exactly how much iron do you have, how much coal do you have enough to utilize musketeers or for those upgrades or everything like that. Are they worth it? Are they not? Amazing stuff nonetheless. So again, thankfully I can a little bit relax because this mission was one of the hardest missions to me in the campaign. Later ones are the easiest ones, and the next ones and the next one and the next one, they're much more easier and much more not time limited in terms of what we have and what we have to expect. Nonetheless, I wish you the very well. There is one more mission before the last mission. It's going to be a little bit tricky, but it's going to be a lot of fun if I do it correctly. Nonetheless, excellent, you have accomplished this mission. The king will not forget your deeds. Well, the gold is saved. Men have died bravely for Saxony, nonetheless, and the infidels, the real infidels and all that bullcrap stopped beyond the river and all there. Though they have attacked us with their own battleships. I wish you the very best. Next time, more love, more drugs, and as always, more ever so amazing Cossacks Back to War with Saxony campaign continuing on, Encircled by Fire.